Good morning, everybody. How are you doing? So finally, I am back home. So if you follow me, you already know that I was in Italy visiting my family. And I did a beautiful series of 17 videos that you can find in a playlist called the Sicilian Series. I will link on the description the playlist. If you didn't see the Sicilian video, you missed something, guys. So please go check it out and don't forget to subscribe so you don't miss nothing of my crazy journey on bicycle. So, going to Sicily, to Italy, under coronavirus emergency thing, whatever you want to call it, it was adventurous, guys. So I had to go to visit my mom because we had some family issues, so my mom needed me. So I went in Italy. You know that the flights are right now the flights are blocked. I mean, there are flights only for the people that have to come back home. So if you are USA citizen, you can go to Europe, and vice versa. European people can come here in the United States. But because I'm Italian citizenship, I was able to buy a ticket and to travel over. But there are a but, of course. I had to take 3 tests. 1 test, coronavirus, the swab, the nasal swab. One test a week before to leave, okay? 1 test the day before I left. And 1 more test, this time the blood test, once I arrived over there, to be sure that I was coronavirus free. And of course I didn't want to infect my mom. She's 70 years old, so it's not exactly the best thing. She's healthy, but still. So I left. We're supposed to take 3 flights. There was a Rochester, New York, here where I live, to Detroit, Detroit to Amsterdam, Netherlands, Catania in Sicily. And we suppose the total travel time between Landover and everything is supposed to be like 28 hours. Because of course there are not a lot of flights, and because not a lot of people are traveling right now. So the flights are very strange, so we had to do the tour of the world before to arrive at. So we supposed to take like 28 hours, but flight from Detroit to Amsterdam and the one from Amsterdam to Catania, they had some technical freaking problem. So we board on blood flight. We board. We wait like 1 hour on board, and after 1 hour, they said that we had to change airplane. So get out from the airplane, take the other one. Of course, wait because it was not immediately ready. So for one thing or another, it took almost 48 hours. That was crazy. I arrived exhausted. So after I arrived, I did like 4 days, I guess, 3 days, 4 days of quarantine, because they say if for any reason I got the virus on the travel, on the airplane, before they show up on the blood, you have to wait like 3-4 days, whatever. So I waited 3-4 days, and they took the blood work. So finally I was free to go because everything was negative. So finally I was free to go. So we're supposed to stay 2 weeks, but finally for some reason we decided to stay 1 week more, and we were able to push the flight. So I arrived in the United States. Of course you have to fill out a form because it's coronavirus. They check your temperatures on arrival in Detroit and everything. So I arrived at home around midnight. So the day after, 9 o'clock in the morning, I got a call from Monroe County Health COVID tracking something. So, and they told me you are on a mandatory quarantine. They sent me one email with the order to stay home for 14 days. And in the order there was right that they notify the cops and everything. So if they, for any reason I didn't respected the quarantine, they can, like, I don't know, put me in jail, arrest me, or put me in some hotel or whatever. So I was 14 days on quarantine. So in total, this trip to Italy, it cost me 5 weeks. So yesterday, finally, I come back to the office to work after 5 weeks. So you can imagine how I find it. And I didn't take the bike yesterday because it was raining. And I really, you know, if you follow me, you know that I said more than once that I can go with the cold, but I really can't when it rains. I really don't like it. And especially if I have to go to work, I can arrive at office completely soaked. So in a few words, this was my adventure in Sicily, but of course it was worth, because it was very nice. I had a lot of fun. I saw my friends, but especially I helped with my mom with some family issues. Yeah, because I have my grandma, she's 90, how old is she? 97, yeah. She's 97 years old and she's not very mobile, so she lives with my mom and we had something to do. So we went there after 2 years. So for me it was 2 years. Then I didn't see my mom and my brother who live over. So I have one brother who live here in Rochester with me. I mean, not with me in the same house, in the same city. He have his family, I have my family. But I have another brother who live in, who still live there. He have his own family, of course, wife and child. So don't miss it. Go to check it out. It's very nice. So I show you all my city from the point of view of the bike. I rented the bike and I had a lot of fun going around. You can see the beautiful beaches we have, food, art, culture, daily life, all the stone paved, all the street. Again, I will put one clickable card here on this video, and plus there will be the link down in the description of the playlist. So this morning I woke up early like always to check it out to my garden, because my new hobby is gardening, but I don't like to grow like flowers or these things. This is my west side of the garden. I actually like to grow edible stuff. So veggie that I can eat actually. So in the morning I have a lot to do before go to work. So I have my dog, I have to walk the dog, of course. I have to water all the garden and prepare my breakfast lunch to take at work. No, because I like in the morning to prepare the fresh food. I don't like to prepare like the day before, because I have a omelette with eggs every morning, and I don't like to prepare the omelette the day before. So this morning I woke up, and of course after 2 months that I didn't take the city bike, I had to do some maintenance. I completely forgot to check it out yesterday. Yes, my fault, I know. So the tires were completely flat, but no big deal, because there was no puncture. They was just flat because I not use it. But I think it was the chain. The chain was completely dry. So dry, not one drop of grease. So I had to re-grease this chain, the shift, check it out the brake. So that was a very busy morning. But I know the bike is perfect, so I can start to go again every day at work, commuting with my bike. So I supposed to go to Christmas again with my wife and my son who live in Italy. I go to pick up him from the north. He's 17 now, in a month. And so we go just around, have a little vacation, spend the Christmas together, the New Year's Eve. But if things don't change, I don't know if they let me travel. Now in Italy the situation is pretty okay. When I say pretty okay, that means they lifted the lockdown. There are still some social distancing and the mask enforcement, because lately, the people after like 4 or 5 months, and they had a really hard lockdown in Italy. They were really locked inside the house for like 3 months. So when they lifted the lockdown, all the people, they was like, oh finally. So they start to party and go outside and movida and everything, all these things. So like nothing happened. Of course not to everybody. So lately there are again a little more contact. So there are, of course it's not like before, but there are a little spike again in some areas. So they push a little bit the disaster moment, whatever you want to call it, low, till end of October, waiting for how things develop. So if you follow me, you know that I already planned for Easter, and I had to cancel everything because Easter, was in the middle of the pandemic, and people dying like fly, and of course I had to cancel everything. So now let's see if I can travel for December. But the situation is like this. The problem is my wife, because she's American citizen. She's not Italian yet. we are just started the process to give her the citizenship, Italian citizenship too. So she can travel because it's a relative, but you need a bunch of paperwork and mandatory quarantine and you know, a lot of shit. So if I have to travel and I can go anywhere, social distancing and a mask, you know, that would be my vacation. So especially my wife's vacation, because I already had my vacation when I went now. So it's a vacation, so, and we would like to have a little fun and go around and everything. So if the situation is still the same, I don't know if we go. So let's see how things develop. But if we go, I already planned an amazing trip. So we will go all over Italy, from north to south, in an amazing road trip. Spend Christmas with my mom, and after rent a car and starting driving north. And I want to go Florence, Naples, Rome, Venice, Pisa, Milan. I want to go all over. It's not for me because I know Italy very well. I traveled a lot around Italy. But for my wife and my son, still, he's 17, so he didn't have a chance to travel a lot. So my wife is Italian. My wife, I mean, she's married with an Italian guy, and hopefully at a certain point she will have the Italian citizenship too. So it makes sense to have a nice travel around Italy. So you know, Sicily is in the very south. It's an island in the middle of Mediterranean, very south, not far from Africa. And there are cheap flights to go to Spain or Morocco, you know. And we planned actually, or Tunisia too. So actually we planned like a long weekend when we went in Sicily to take airplane, like from Thursday to Sunday or Friday to Monday, and just to go and visit, because I want to go back to Marrakesh. I want to take my wife to Marrakesh. Marrakesh is one of the most beautiful places in the world. All the smells, colors, people, food, everything. But again, with this pandemic, I really don't feel very safe. So I guess we have to postpone everything. Okay guys, I'm almost arrived at work. Thanks for listening my rant. If you listened, thank you very much. This was my morning rant. So subscribe if you don't already have not subscribed to my channel. So again, you will be notified about all my crazy adventures on bike or on my rants. And don't forget to check out the Sicilian Series playlist. Really, it's worth. Thank you again guys. Have a beautiful day.